Good afternoon, fellow Ambazonians. Today, now, the 11th of March, in the year of our Lord 2023. And I am addressing this very short video as a call of reason to the various four groups that are convening the All Ambazonian Conference sometime in July in this same year. While it is something very, very, very good, I think it is something that we have waited for a very long time to happen. It is something we should have done many, many years ago. But maybe, as I used to say at the beginning of this revolution, God is still saying something. And if most of the groups are now thinking in the same light to meet together in a conference, bringing stakeholders, civil society groups, representatives from both ground zero and in the diaspora, for us to come together to craft a policy agenda when it comes to our negotiation, when it comes to how we should move ahead in the conduct of this revolution, it is something that we must applaud those groups who initially were in for the pre-talks with the government of Canada, as well as the government of La République du Cameroon. And I understand those initial groups that were involved, they have come up with an idea to call an all-Ambazonian conference. I want to make the following statements and the following point to raise some concerns that has been going around. It is true that not every group will be responsible in convening a conference. Some people, some individuals, some stakeholders will originally come with an idea to convene a conference. And we applaud Dr. Cho Ayaba of the AGOFC, Dr. Beneza Akwanga of the APLSC, or APLFM of Sokadev, Mr. John Bakuro of the consortium, and the other groups that have convened this conference sometime in July. And the only purpose of this conference is to ensure that going forward, everyone, every major stakeholder, at least majority of the stakeholders, should begin talking in one voice when it concerns communication, when it concerns diplomacy, when it concerns defense, when it concerns ghost towns and how we should be able to conduct our revolution. And most especially when it concerns finance. Because when we come together in one major platform, in a rotatory system, where a levy is laid upon each Ambazonians, every month we can raise thousands of US dollars to help our fighters on the ground and to push back French Cameroon, especially in areas like in the cities where recently they have taken some stronghold. And so it is important that going into that conference sometime in July or whenever, it's important when we go, we should come out differently. It wouldn't make any sense for us to move into a conference and then come back the same how we went. Then it's a waste of everyone's resources. It's a waste of everyone's time. And then it is just a matter of a showmanship. We do not want a showmanship. We want to make sure that every stakeholder, those stakeholders who decided to stay away on their own accord, that is understandable. But the conveners should be able to ensure that they reach out to every stakeholder. I don't want to call groups here, because when you use the word groups, we understand that there's, for example, like the interim government, there are 3 of them, and it may bring some polemics. So I will use the word stakeholders. And the stakeholder can involve anyone, an activist, a group, a civil society, a lawyer, doctors, anyone. Those that we know that in one way or the other, they have a major role to play in the conduct of our revolution. Whether it is humanitarian, whether it is communication, whether it is defense, whether it is to our refugees, our prisoners of conscience, everyone must be involved. And I want to plead to the reason of the initial conveners that I think it is just a little bit wrong to go ahead and already decide a venue, a date, a month, or to dictate the process on how it goes through. Trust me, we know what has happened in this revolution. If we do that, then at the end of the day, we will go into that conference with just groups of friends, people who are likely minded, and then we'll come out the same, and nothing will change. We should go into that conference with people, with stakeholders that we have disagreed fiercely with. So when we come out with something very strong, the Republic will begin to respect us. We should be able to reach out, to talk to those that we even hate, to those that we think that they are La Republic agents, to those that we think that they have nothing to offer. We have stakeholders on the ground. Some of them we think that they are federalists. We have stakeholders in the diaspora. Some of them we think that they are La Republic agents. But behold, the truth is, nobody has been able to prove effectively that someone is a La Republic agent. We do that just based on our own reasoning, on our own some indicators. But there are many people who have just backed out from the revolution because they're just tired to see the infighting. They're tired to see whatever is happening, and they just decide to stay quiet, or they just decide to see, okay, maybe I think to have a federal council will be better. These people that are just being frustrated. It's not because they have sold out. So we should be able to invite every stakeholder, every son and daughter of the Southern Cameroons to be part and parcel of that conference. So I want to call on to the indulgence of Dr. Cho, Ayaba, Dr. Kwanga, and all those who are the initial conveners of this conference to ensure that they bring together all the major stakeholders into an organizing committee. I understand that that is the process that needs to be done. That is the process that needs to go ahead. But it is not fair and it's just wrong for the present conveners to go ahead deciding on the venue, on the dates, on the time, and deciding on a tour. No, that will not help. Trust me, that will not help. That will not help. What I think should go ahead is, yes, the truth is, some people, every group cannot be a convener. So if there's any group or any stakeholder out there who will say, I want to also be a convener, that is just wrong. I won't agree with you. Every group, every leader, every activist or stakeholder cannot be a convener. Some people must be conveners of something. But that doesn't mean those people who are the conveners, they have all the say, they have all the final say. No. What should happen is, the conveners should now make sure every stakeholder of the revolution who matters are part and parcel of the organizing committee. The organizing committee should be the one to decide the venue, the agenda, the time, the place, those to be invited, and the outcome of the conference. The organizing committee, of course, will still involve the conveners, will be part and parcel of it. The organizing committee should be able to create subcommittees to deal with other sections that the conference want to attain. If we do that, we will go into that conference very strong, and we're going to come out very, very strong, and we'll start seeing those who have been frustrated coming back into the revolution. We are going to see that we are going to have now a national levy that everyone will be paying. We will see much finance coming in, much help to our forces. The rate of kidnapping is going to reduce, and we can begin to have a voice, a strong say going into any negotiation. So it is my plea that every leader of any group, please let us for once be selfless. We need to be selfless. We need to be selfless for our people on the ground. We need to be selfless for all those who have gone before us, marked with the faith of God. We need to be selfless for our generation to come. We need to be selfless for all the sufferings, for our prisoners, for our refugees in Nigeria. This war is ours to win. So I am giving a rallying call to the initial conveners to please do not go ahead and plan any other thing. You are right to convene it. Now reach out and bring together all the other major stakeholders. If a stakeholder refuses to come in, good. But let it be on record that you have reached out to and you have invited that person into. Let the organizing committee come together, divide themselves into subcommittees, and then plan. There should be a central committee. Once the organizing committee comes together, that is all the stakeholders come together, they can create a central committee that will coordinate all the various committees. That can easily happen. We shouldn't go into that conference without having everyone on board. If not, it's a waste of resources. I hope this message will touch the hearts of every stakeholder, of every activist, of every group, especially to you, Dr. Cho Ayaba and Dr. Ebenezer Kwanga and Akuro, who are spearheading this. We think it's a good thing, and we are happy that you are all talking about this, including Mr. Yerima of the interim government faction. It is important. I know that everyone wants to be involved. Everyone wants to be involved. Let's make it a collective something. Let it be collective. If it is collective, we are going to win. So please, I call upon you, the initial conveners, to hold every plan of any hall. You can bring your ideas into the organizing committee. And I know that we are Ambazonians. We are all intellectuals. We are all adults. We can sit together and discuss, do the various risk analysis, do the various SWOT analysis to see, okay, which area is best for this conference, which month is best, which time is best, and how to fund the conference, those to invite. Let us do it this way. Again, I am Mark Bareta, a humble servant. May God bless all stakeholders, bless all groups, and may God bless Ambazonia. I'll come again. Over.